may get used to this one of these days. We'll see. All right, so let's begin with just chanting the mantra Om. And what I want to invite you to try tonight is when you take it, you take a deep breath in. Imagine this sound of Om as being from including all of experience, all of creation. It's infinite. The syllables A, O, relating to 3 states of consciousness, which I'll get into. So when you take a breath and you begin the sound, just feel it coming from the root or base of your body, maybe like the root chakra or just low belly, somewhere in there, and moving up, like when it gets to O, it's about the heart. And then moves up into the third eye and just goes out the top of the head as your breath ends. And then there's that silence in between, which represents the infinite. It's the dot in the Om. And then you take another breath from the infinite down into you. And again, you repeat that movement. So it's a movement of consciousness from the earth to the infinite, from the infinite back, and encompassing all your layers of energy, all your levels of energy. After all, it's Om. All right, so let's try. So deep breath together. Shalom. Shalom. Salam. Salam. Amen. Amen. Last one, Hari. Hari is the divine, infinite spirit. Om. Hari. Try one more with me. Hari. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace within me, peace within nature, peace within all of creation. So welcome everyone. Thank you for your patience in the beginning, just to get everything working, including the record button, which is recording. Great, okay, making sure. So many years ago, I was initiated into a mantra by a teacher who I had a really strong connection with in that time. And I've been initiated into a few mantras, and this one I had a lot of, what's the word? A lot of, not apprehension, but when you're, I guess, was really looking forward to this, and I had a lot of expectation. That's the word I want. And I went to this teacher and just kind of closed my eyes, sat in front of the teacher, and he touched my forehead, and he just chanted Om. And then I was waiting and waiting, and nothing happened. And I opened my eyes, and he was just smiling at me. And that was it. And then I walked away thinking, wow, all I got was Om, which in retrospect is very funny. And I went and sat in the corner in this ashram and just was kind of like in a half meditative state. And this sound was just vibrating, echoing inside me. And I realized that everything was in that mantra. And that my mind had made a complicated concept of what I needed and what could possibly awaken my mind, perhaps, or at least move me toward enlightenment. And that, after that experience, so that was about maybe 2008, I went back to the Upanishads, which is a place I go for inspiration a lot, and I recommend for all sincere yogis and yoginis. It's such a beautiful body of work to reflect on. They're not hard to read. It's very poetic language, and it's really the simplification of the Vedas. It's the kind of like Cliff Notes. And they have different, each Upanishad has a different topic or theme, so it gives a teaching, usually in the form of a dialogue. And there's one Upanishad called Mandukya Upanishad, which is the shortest one. It's only 13 verses, and they're fairly short verses. And it's on the nature of Om. One of the great teachers, Shankaracharya, who lived somewhere around the 7th century, he was kind of a great reviver of the yoga tradition. He said that would be the most important one to read. It's not necessarily the easiest one to read because it's very dense, and you have to it's like any really good poem or prayer. I find you repeat the words, you reflect on them, you take them inside you, you let them unravel. They're a little bit like koans or sutras. And so this teaching on Om, connected with that experience, I created a workshop maybe that next year called The Power of Om, just based on my own experience. And the other experience I'd had when I first started yoga in about 1990 with my teacher, Rahula, we would chant Om for about 20 minutes before every session, and we would do 3-part breathing and chanting Ah and O and So I'm going to simplify this tonight just because our timing is short. Usually I do like a longer workshop, but I want to just give you the essence of this. The concept of Om is the basis of all of yoga. In the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali talks about Om as the same as the infinite. It's the sound and vibration of the infinite is within Om, and there's no better meditation mantra than Om. When we chant Om, It's not just a philosophical thing. It's not just a focusing thing. It's literally in the same way how a musician would tune their instrument. That we use the vibration of Om, or technically you could use any sacred mantra, to reconnect yourself back to that original energy. And isn't it interesting that Om, Shalom, Salam, Amen, Omniscient, all of that is connected. And even in electricity, the measurement of universal basic electricity is OHMS. It's in ohms. Right? And we know that everything is sound and vibration. So the mantra Om is the mother of mantras, you could say. It is that original sound primordial source that everything comes from, and begins many mantras, or is included in many mantras. Om Namah Shivaya, Hari Om, Om Bhur Bhuva Suvaha. So it's kind of like tapping first into source. Visualize in your mind the symbol of Om. That first part that looks like a 3. The bottom curl of that, I actually don't have a visual, but you can kind of just trace it with me. The bottom part of that 3 relates to the waking state, the material world of consciousness. The top part of that 3 relates to the deep sleep state. And that part that goes out the back relates to the dreaming state. So we have the waking state, the dreaming state, and deep sleep. For years, we cycle through these states of consciousness, and we know through science that each one of those states has its own set of frequencies in our brainwaves. Those frequencies relate also to consciousness. I studied with a shaman once who said every night when we sleep, we go back to God. In that time that we go into that deepest, most restful, rejuvenating sleep, there's a profound reconnection of our energy back to its source. All of this is held within Om. As the Greeks said, from the Alpha to the Omega, from the finite to the infinite, we exist. The dot, well, then you have, that little, it's like a crescent moon in the Om symbol, you can visualize it. So that represents Maya. Maya is the illusion of separation. We're not actually separate from God. We're not actually separate from Source. It's just the mind identifies with this concept of separation. Then there's the last part, the dot. Just a drop in the ocean of infinity. The dot represents what is called Turiya. And Turiya means beyond the mind, beyond conditioning, beyond the finite. It's what we would also perhaps call enlightened consciousness, being awake, infinite mind, Buddha nature, divine consciousness. The yogis said that that is what is our source as beings. We're not body or mind first. That comes later. We are actually Atmas, divine souls. So I'm giving you a big concept in a short time. If you have questions or thoughts, reflections, please include there. The importance of deep relaxation is that when the mind gets below a certain threshold of busyness, when the body gets below a certain threshold of tension, we go back into our natural energetic current more easily. Parasympathetic nervous system, the ability of unified consciousness within us, coherent states of emotion, of resonance. The key is to be relaxed enough in all your levels of energy that there's no interference. When there's no interference, what is naturally occurring flows. It's like a river with a dam or pollution in it, or both. It's not able to flow in its natural balance of ecosystem. When the poisons are removed, when the blockages to that natural flow are removed, the river is connected all the way through and leads to the ocean. So what we're going to do tonight is, wow, actually I just realized there's a whole another part. Okay, so I'll simplify this. So the meditation that I learned years ago came to me in part through this, and then intuitively, after reading this text. Okay, bear with me, I can do this fairly quickly. So all these states of consciousness, waking, dreaming, sleeping, infinite, you're going through always, cycling. There are certain times in the day that the veils get very thin. Specifically early morning before you wake up, before your mind gets busy. What they call in India Brahma Murta, which means the hours of God. Night as you fall into sleep. Sunrise and midday and midnight. So these 4 points: awakening, midday, sunset, midnight. These are called sandhya. What I want to share with you today is a way that you can think about access. We did talk about this a few weeks back. That incredible, spacious place in our consciousness before the thinking mind takes over and the clouds hide the sun. Have you ever seen that beautiful Rumi poem? He talks about the breeze at dawn. Don't go back to sleep. It has secrets to tell you. That place that's right in between dreaming, sleeping, and waking is connected directly to the infinite. And you can use it to just hang out there and relax. I've had some of, I would say for me personally, the deepest prayers, meditations, opening into the creative mind. Most days, not every day, most days, I just spend a little time right there and kind of naturally go into prayer. And I have an audio recording of this, which I'm happy to share with you all as well. Tonight's kind of like an experience and planting a seed. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to just talk you through it, and then we're going to go into it. And hopefully you're still with me. Please type if you have any questions. Meditation on Om is meditation on the infinite within you, within everything. It's a meditation on the sound current. It's a meditation on the vibration that the yogis tapped into thousands of years ago, which everything comes out of. Okay. So I'm going to have you lay down, and I'm going to have you imagine that it's the night before and you're in your bed, and you give yourself a suggestion. It's like programming. If you've ever done that, programming yourself to wake up or to work with dreams or things like that, same idea. It actually catches very quickly. And you just say, when I wake up in the morning, when I wake up, I will allow myself to rest in the space in between my waking consciousness, dreaming, and sleeping. And then we'll kind of go through like a really short simulation of sleeping and then waking up. And I'm just going to guide you through that process. What this will do is just plant some seeds in your own mind, in your consciousness. You can use this place for affirmation, for healing. It's one of the most beautiful meditation experiences that I've had. And then we'll come out of that, so we'll be there for a little bit, and then we'll come into seated position, and we're just going to do some, for a few minutes, slow chanting vibration of the mantra Om, and then silent meditation on Om. And that is it. I know it sounds maybe like a lot, but I just want you to have it in your mind so that when we go through it, you're not trying to figure it out. Okay. So thank you for taking it in. Thank you for listening. And go ahead and just lay comfortably on the earth. Lay in a good relaxation position. And I want to just be clear that everything that I'm offering you is as a support and suggestion to your own inner sovereign wisdom and connection to spirit. So anything, for any reason, that doesn't feel like what you need, just leave it. It's non-denominational. It's just about pure connection to sound, energy, and vibration. Okay, and I'm gonna just mute my video here and just focus on the sound current, but I will be here the whole time. My promise. Okay, so I want you to just imagine that you are laying in your bed. Let's say it's tonight, you're going to sleep, and you can bring your palms together at your third eye for a moment. This is a powerful way to make intention, sankalpa, to really direct and engage your wisdom mind. And just say to yourself something like, I am practicing to be in deep relaxation. As I awaken, I will allow myself to rest in the space between waking, dreaming, and sleeping. My intention is to connect with deeper relaxation, balance, and peace. For my highest good and the good of all. And then just anything else that you need to add. Great. And then go ahead and just relax your arms at your sides. Mentally relax your body. And just mentally thank your body for all that it does for you. Mentally relax your breath, the prana layer. Thank your breath for all it does for you. Mentally thank your mind and your emotions. All that they do for you and allow you to experience. Mentally thank your consciousness, your higher mind. And lastly, mentally thank your soul. So these are our 5 levels of consciousness in yoga. And imagine now that you're going to sleep and you've just given gratitude for your day, gratitude for your life as best you can. And you're starting to fall asleep and you're beginning to dream. And in your dreams, connecting with that deeper wisdom in yourself, the mythical realm, receiving information, wisdom, and healing through your dreams. And then for a little while you fall into deep sleep where the I, limited consciousness, dissolves. And your mind and consciousness dissolve back into the infinite goodness of Source. And then the brainwaves change and you come into, again, dreaming, enjoying your dreams. And then again to deep sleep, deep rest, healing rest. And now still imagining, and there's no right or wrong, just being present with your experience. It's now early in the morning. Sun is not up yet. And you simply become aware of yourself, resting in your bed. And you just become aware of that feeling of I am, without any words or description. Just feeling yourself as infinite, as consciousness. And in this space, you're just aware of being. And you can ask yourself, what is it that I need to know? Or if you have a deep prayer or mantra, you can repeat it here, something that has meaning for you. just allowing yourself to be open to your inner source of truth, of love, of peace. And then becoming aware of just sending love to your life, blessing your life. The people you're connected to, any challenging situations. You're sending your love and your blessings. And you rest here for some time, sensing this doorway between the infinite and the mind. Between the dreaming world and the waking state. And remembering that you are infinite. And just allowing yourself to rest here for about 5 more minutes. And I invite you to just gently hold a prayer or a mantra in your consciousness. And staying gently present. Sensing your body. Sensing your breath. Sensing your awareness. Sensing your source, inner source. Becoming aware gently of the doorway. The senses are still quiet, eyes are closed, the ears drawn in, the mouth, the nose, the skin. And sensing the connection between the inner and the outer. And keeping that connection. And you just start to take a little movement to the fingers and the toes. Just very gently bringing yourself back toward waking, but slowly. And then make 3 circles with your wrists gently in each direction. And this is very healing for the heart and the brain. It gently turns on the meridians, the heart, the lungs. And then 3 circles with the ankles, each direction. And then try to do all 4 at the same time. You can do 3 circles each way. And just making a mental note that this is a protective way for the heart and the brain to enter in to the world of stress, material world. So it's an ancient secret of the Taoists and the yogis to turn the meridians on, turn the energy on. And then bring the palms back to the third eye again. Reconnecting with your intention, sankalpa. I am in perfect health, balance, and peace. I am in perfect health, balance, and peace. And if you have any other specific thought or intention or affirmation, repeat that for yourself. And then when you feel complete, you can just stretch your arms overhead. And slowly just rolling to the side when you're ready. And imagine you're just sitting up in your bed, so you're waking up. And you're keeping the connection of sleep still. Keeping the mind resting in that threshold between waking and sleeping and dreaming. So rolling to the right side, or, as you like. And then you can just sit up slowly in your bed. And just for now, imagine you're still in bed. The day hasn't quite come in yet. It's just the inboxes are still closed. And you're savoring this doorway, connection with your spirit, your mind, your body, your heart. And just coming up into seated meditation. So it's like once the mind gets really busy, it starts going into its patterns and habitual ways of thinking and seeing reality, which, remember, this world of phenomena is only about maybe 1 to 10% of what is actually existing energetically. So now I invite you into just a few minutes chanting the mantra Om. So you could chant A, O, M if you like, or you can just chant Om. Just do it in any way that feels comfortable for you and good for you. And give yourself fully to that sound. And you could also chant another mantra if you feel somehow more connected. Amen, Shalom, Salam, all of that is fine. And now, just as you finish this last one, let it become silent. Just mentally chant your mantra, whatever mantra you're using, right in the area of your third eye, your wisdom mind. Just feeling the vibration there. Do it with inhale and with exhale. And now let it move into the heart. And in your own way, just for a few minutes, so you can let the mind know we'll just be here for about 3 or 4 minutes to deeply focus. Give yourself these few minutes to concentrate deeply on the sound of Om internally. bridge between worlds. We exist on many layers of consciousness, of energy. And in the spirit of peace, in the spirit of love and truth, please fold your hands. So the heart is a confluence point. The Hridaya. Hridaya is the spiritual heart, the cave of the heart. The totality, the infinite. We just send our prayers tonight, joining our prayers with all our family all over the earth right now who are praying and chanting, drumming, all traditions, praying for peace. And just mentally, again, bless your own body. Loving ourselves is a journey, self-love, self-awareness, self-healing. And simple gratitude for this breath that keeps us alive, food, shelter, and whatever else you feel grateful for. So we cultivate the attitude of gratitude, the mood of appreciation, and it creates santosha. Santosh is contentment. My mind relaxes with what I have. Thank you for what I have. Thank you. And we let go of that grasping for that which we don't have. And then just take a moment in your own way. And, if you feel like staying in this vibe or awareness, you could just mute your screen or, just take care of yourself, what you need right now. And we just take a moment at the end to ground. So I invite you, those of you that are ready to really ground back in, just put your hands, your feet, your attunement toward the earth energy, just touching the earth with your hands. Mother Bhumi, we love you. The living wisdom of Mother Gaia. Bhumi Shakti. You can rub your palms. So you've just been generating quite a good amount of energy is the idea. And you also can do this early in the morning. And you just take that and cover your eyes. Just let your eyes absorb that warmth. Eyes can be closed. And inhale through the eyes. Feel that warmth. Healing the eyes, the brain. Exhale stress from the mouth. Again, inhale warmth. Exhale fear. Inhale courage. Exhale fear. And then take the thumb and the fingers. Remember, we're still sitting in our bed. We haven't even gotten up yet. And just tapping your thymus gland, your sternum up and down. The gland that governs the immune system. Turning it on. Turning on your heart fields of energy. Turning on your diaphragm breath, your heart breath, positive mind. And then you can open your eyes when you're ready. Good morning. Wonderful. Somebody, Arati, texted in the thread that the full moon is rising right now. So with a little practice, and this only as a guide, because you will have your own unique way to access consciousness and energy, such a big space opens up to pray in, meditate in, receive guidance. I mean, whatever it will be for you. And this is what's called Sandhya. Sandhya is the like twilight. It's a meeting point of light and dark, not dark in a negative way, conscious darkness. It's where all the energies touch. You can also find it when you go to sleep at night, but the big one is in the morning. So I'll hang out for a few moments. If you have any questions, we can do those. Those of you that want to just stay in this meditation, you can. And these classes are every Wednesday, 6:15. There's donation information there. And if you're part of the Patreon, I try to record most of these, and they're recorded for our Patreon community also. So that's something you might think about doing. And those of you that want to explore mantra and sound and bhakti, we're starting an online immersion this Friday. All the classes are recorded, so you can just do it in your own time. You don't have to be on the live ones. And it's really, that's kind of what inspired tonight, to share tonight. So blessings into the flow, and wishing you good vibrations, good sleep. Namaste.